Hello, I got a surprise message running through me, and it felt very strong to share it. At first, it felt like I should share it with a particular friend, and then other things kept getting tapped and highlighted, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I have to put this out too with the other message I received today. So it's for everyone, but it's also first for my friend who I'm going to share it with and me together. So, reflecting upon the message I received, the thought came in, it feels like freshman orientation every single moment. And I realized, oh, that sounds like beginner's mind. But when you have the experience of it, you look at it a little differently. And I've talked about beginner's mind before, but it's like the experience as we go along gets more and more and more expansive, and therefore new in every moment. So it kind of strikes you in every moment. But what came through is attention, the idea of attention, and the idea of how ego uses the idea of attention, and Holy Spirit's attention. So Holy Spirit's attention is so beautiful, just so beautiful. And it's what we're learning to tune into all the time and never leave because it's so beautiful and kind and loving. So Holy Spirit doesn't find any fault with anybody. It's truly innocent because you are spirit. So you and everyone, all of us are truly innocent. And so when it looks on anybody, it doesn't see a flaw. It is not bothered by anything the ego would call a flaw. Does this mean that I have to strive to act or force myself to think in alignment with this ideal? No, that's where things go wrong for me. If I try to force behavior, if I try to force a persona that's like, I am this and not that, the other people over there are that, but I'm this over here, and I'm this enlightened thing. Terrible idea for me every time. So this is just something that's coming on naturally for us. It's becoming apparent for us because it is us. And so importantly, it's everyone we call else. So there would kind of be the past idea of enlightenment, which would be some guy in a mountain gets enlightened and everyone else is not. And whatever it is we have online now is so immediate and so shared that it's vital, and urgent seems a little worried, so I'll keep vital, I guess. It's vital to see that same thing in everyone. So, okay, if we go back to the attention of the Holy Spirit is always here. It's never judgmental, so it has no favorites. It's not really commenting upon, unless we're getting specific instructions about, what to think, do, say. Holy Spirit is not commenting upon bodies, our perception of the past, personalities, characteristics of things. It's not really doing that, only insofar as we need practical, direct instructions about how to make our way through this game, recognizing our mirrors of innocence. So for a while, we have been, and we can continue to use our mirrors of attachment to dysfunction. But beyond the dysfunction is the eternal innocence that's always been here. And so that's the mirror that we're allowing to come into prominence. And if we're going to allow the mirror to come into prominence, it has to be everywhere. And there can't be any exceptions. If you have 20 people in a room, you can't have, and we're beings, not people, you can't have 19 innocent beings and one guilty being. It just won't work. It's never worked. To try to have special ones who are innocent, that's not real innocence. That's ego's version of innocence, and we allow it to affect us. When we see ego's version of innocence and guilt, we allow it to plunge us into highs and lows that are on the egoic scale of basically drug addiction, reaction to illusion. And when we start looking past everything the ego would offer us, then we start to see, oh, here's this completely open, clean, sane, shared, peaceful, joyful space. That's what's real about us. That's where this actual attention that we're getting, not the fake attention from ego, is coming from. And the attention is on us all the time. The attention of the Holy Spirit or the love of God, it's not like God sees people and events. I don't see it that way, but because we're making all that up. But let's say Holy Spirit. The attention of the Holy Spirit is fully on you all the time, and you wouldn't shrink from that because it's not a judgmental attention. It's a loving attention that sees what's real in you. It doesn't see your body. It's capable of giving you instructions related to it, but it's not seeing your body, your personality, the past. It's capable of being aware of what you think is real and what you think is happening, and it's capable of giving you instructions. But when the Holy Spirit looks at you, it sees you. And same goes for the other guy, because it's not another guy, it's you. So if we think about, this metaphor came to mind, and I hope I don't misuse it, but it seems a little sexist, but there's a judgment. Think of a woman who has an idea about her body, and let's say this woman is attracted to males. And let's say the woman has an idea about her body that it can be used to gain intense approval from males. So as she prepares the body to go out, let's say she wants this. This is something she wants to experience. So she would prepare her body appropriately as she goes out because she wants intense approval from males. And so there's that type of attention. Okay, and then I'm shown another scene. Here's a violinist. And this person, it seems kind of sometimes that we like and dislike the attention, right? But this person gets an idea of self as talented, and so the talent they seem to have becomes their worthiness. What they might not realize is their worthiness is intact, with a violin and without a violin. And it's shared fully with the woman preparing herself to go out. They share the same worthiness. There's only one worthiness, and there's nothing anybody can do to make it go away. You can do whatever. It doesn't matter. Your worthiness cannot leave you. Who you are cannot change. There's just no way to change that. There's nothing you can do about it. But the person playing violin might get a certain form of attention, and it becomes like a food source, right? It becomes our nourishment. And somebody else might perceive themselves as intelligent. So they would do what they, and maybe one person is all three. The woman preparing herself to go out at night, the violinist, the intelligent violinist, right? It's not necessarily, it's complex. And then there could be another one who sees themselves as very degraded, very unworthy, very undervalued. And that becomes the identity. And it seems they get negative attention or lack of attention. And that's exactly the same thing. Ego's indifference is exactly the same thing as ego's approval. But we think one is sometimes awful because we feel left alone, right? And we think one is sometimes great. I'm getting someone's approval, like I can check a box, I can relax now. And ego's approval and indifference are exactly the same as ego's disapproval. And we might think that's the worst thing in the world, if someone disapproves of us. There might be ways in which we think this is positive. If that one over there disapproves of me, good. That checks another box for me. So no matter what the identity it is we're getting from ego, it's not real nourishment. Our real nourishment comes from Holy Spirit. The real love of God flows through Holy Spirit to us, and we always have it, and we can't lose it. But what did we use the fantasy of time and space to do? To distract ourselves away from the love that we both are and have all the time. And so when we're sad, it's often about attention. Somebody should pay attention. Someone should have given their attention to me in a certain way. That one over there gets the right kind of attention, and here I am either getting bad attention or not enough attention. Or there are times when I have too much attention, right? And it's all of that attention is valueless attention. It's all valueless. Can you see the joke of it? And player, I'm hearing this in my mind in an accent I can't replicate. Okay, player recognizes player. We're in a game together. And we can almost start to laugh about, I was so confused about what attention meant. And I'm fully empowered to give my attention to what's true about everyone and everything, which is completely past the surface, completely past ego's approval, disapproval, or indifference. We all care deeply about one another. We all love each other as much as anyone can love anyone. And even the ego saying this one over here shows it in the right way and that one over there doesn't show it in the right way, even that is a distraction. Because when we get in deep and we truly acknowledge the attention that's available to every player of the game, the loving attention and guidance of the Holy Spirit, and it starts to dawn on us ever so slightly, that loving attention of the Holy Spirit is available to them right now. Why would I worry about them and reinforce an idea that it might not be? That they might not have every resource they need in this moment. And then ego would go into, oh, but you can't ignore them. Well, now we kind of know if we get on that train and ego says, I'll teach you how to not ignore them. I'll teach you how to pay kind attention to them. It's a terrible train ride every time. So here we are saying, I don't know how to pay attention to them. I don't know how to not ignore them. As ego, I don't know how to say, I don't know how to think, and I don't know how to do. So here I am in freshman orientation with the full and unwavering attention of Holy Spirit, which is what everyone has, which is where everyone is. Everyone has a clean, fresh, blank slate every moment because you do. And we're in freshman orientation every single moment. And with the loving attention of the Holy Spirit, the right kind of attention, all the things we've wanted to see, we only can see the wrong kind of attention playing out. Approval, disapproval, in pleasant or unpleasant ways, indifference. We can, or stronger, love, ego's love, hate, indifference. We can only see that playing out if that's what we want. So when we see it playing out somewhere in the world and we say, oh, that's terrible, I hope those people get their heads on straight. The thing we miss is that we're not bad, but we are confused. We're playing the game, and you can only see a scene in the game that you want to see. And no one deserves any judgment for what they wanted to see, because here we are together seeing it. The judgment of the Holy Spirit is, you are innocent forever. If you think you need to be forgiven for something, you already are forgiven, because forgiveness is looking through what isn't here to what is. But we're pretty dedicated to continuing to experience time and space, which is what we invented to distract ourselves away from the love we are and the love that is always fully here for everyone. So, because we're pretty dedicated to that, otherwise we would leave it, we would just let it go. Spirit's going to give us ideas that we can follow. And then the idea of our own autonomy dissolves. And there can be ego reactivity to that. Some of your hardest times, or my hardest times, can be when I'm allowing something beneficial for myself and everybody. I'm allowing my sense of my own autonomy to dissolve. And ego's kicking up a great fuss about it, just a great fuss. But that's all that's happening. And if I remember that who I am is getting full, loving attention from Holy Spirit at all times, and who I am not is not getting any attention from Holy Spirit because it doesn't need it. It's not me. It's the part of me and you that I allowed to dissolve in my sight because it wasn't ever here. So it's who you truly are that gets the right kind of attention. And when who we truly aren't seems to be getting positive attention that gives the ego relief, or an expanded sense of separate self, or negative attention that seems to shrink it down into a hard defensive ball, maybe a hard defensive ball that would attack, neither kind of attention is the right kind of attention. It's not a sane kind of attention. It's what we came here to experience, insanity. Attention to the ego is insanity. That's okay. Then we know why we don't feel good. Because we're not seeing our divine siblings as they are. We're paying the wrong kind of attention, whether it's approval, disapproval, or studied indifference. I don't care. We're paying the wrong kind of attention to them. We're paying attention to a phantom. But they already have our full attention if we just notice. The attention of our spirit is totally directed at them right now. We just covered it up. So now we can see with everyone there aren't any exceptions. My spirit is fully directed toward yours because it's really just the same thing. But this verbal device is a way of pointing it out. The love I am is always fully focused on the love you are. And what I need to do to allow that to come into focus for me is to be quiet and notice. So that's the invitation we're getting. Ego's going to fuss about people, conditions, all the separate things it picks out to fuss about. And it's okay if it's fussing loudly. None of that matters. If someone is completely silent and stewing or extremely verbal and, loud in terms of decibels, none of that matters. Their being is their being. And my being is completely focused on yours and giving you the right kind of attention always. And your being is completely focused on mine and giving me the right kind of attention always. And it's alive. It is attentive. It's the best I can do with words, right? It's not quite accurate, but it's the best words can do right now. It's not shut down. It's not separated. It is connected. It is attentive. It is alive. It is awake. And so this is us. And the more we tune into us as we are, actually paying each other the right kind of attention all the time, the more what was never here gets a chance to just wash away. So as we learn to accept this focus that's always been here, that has never changed, that will never change, and rest here in gratitude, thank goodness. Thank goodness what has never changed will never change, and I'll just rest here. Then it makes it much easier for our player figures to receive the instructions that they're supposed to receive today and to carry those out. And because it's freshman orientation every moment, we probably don't know what those are, but that's okay. As we carry them out, we're harmonized with everyone we call else. Because we remember, we're fully giving and getting the right kind of attention. It doesn't matter what bodies, personalities, voices are up to. As beings, we're already doing the right thing. So then we allow what senses pick up to reflect that back to us. We're already doing the right thing, all of us, as beings. So now we can allow what senses show us to mirror back that recognition. That doesn't change anything real. It's about allowing the unreal to be a very clear reminder of what was never damaged, what never changed, and what will never change. Okay. Thank you.